roly poly ravioli, and you know what it is. We are here in the building, in the place to be. You are in the check-in right now with your boy DJ Brandon Beach, my main man on the other side of the screen. Nice for life. Two DJs coming to you each and every week to talk about the ups, downs, lefts, and rights, ins and outs of the industries and life itself. Got my main man, Nice for Life. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Glad that we got another, another podcast that we're knocking out. You know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure
Another
to
episode.
hop in on with you. You know what I'm saying? Just want to take the time to make sure everybody knows the energy that keeps us going right now. Hello, gummies. Right now, if you got to move around, if you got to get anything done, we want to make sure you stay energized. So, Hello Gummies is where you want to go. We'll make sure we have the link in the description for you so you can get you a pack, keep you running through every event, every life event that you got going on. Hello Gummies. Let's do it. How are you doing, brother?
Hello. It's me. Hello.
Hello. How is life going? How any past gigs this weekend that you had going out? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's happening with you?
Oh man. Just had my normal residencies this past weekend. That's what I have coming up this weekend. Just trying to navigate these hurdles, bro. Uh on Saturday had a little debacle at my new residency. Shout out to Buddha nightclub. Had a little debacle with security. You know, they were telling me I
Please
couldn't come
explain.
in. They were telling me I couldn't come in with a hat. And yeah. And
The DJ?
yeah.
Interesting. Did they know you were the DJ?
Yeah, I was a DJ. I informed them that I was a resident DJ, and they knew I was a resident DJ. And I guess it was a new security guard. And he was just like, "Well, you can't come in with your hat." And I said, "Well, one, I work here just like you, and you're wearing a hat." And he's like, "Well, it's different because I'm outside." I said, "All right, bro." So I took my hat off, walked in, put my hat back on. Nobody said nothing. It was just unnecessary, bro. And I mean, I voiced my displeasure a little bit, but they all gave me the same answer, and it was unnecessary. Uh, and then the booking manager who booked me, he actually reached out to me and was like, "Yo, what are some ideas that you have to get this place cracking? Because it has been slow. I mean, outside of the Cardi B event,
Right.
it's been pretty slow. I mean, when they first opened, you know, they had Cardi B, they had Trey Songz, they had Young Blue. You know, whenever they have an artist, for the most part, it's packed. But when there is no artist, they're trying to figure out how to get it going. I mean, I made some suggestions, but I got this one. I came up with an idea today that I think is gonna hit.
Okay.
Might go viral. I'm not gonna start it at Buddha. I actually have another booking later on this month. I'm gonna try it there, but I think I got a good feeling about this idea. I got a really good feeling about this idea. I'll tell you after this episode.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on the hush hush. Well,
Yes,
let
sir.
me ask you this: do you feel like the reason that they're having this issue of trying to like figure out what's something that's gonna get the club going? Because like, don't get me wrong, I think you and I have been at plenty of clubs that have at some point, if we get to know the staff, have asked us like questions on like, bro, do you have any ideas on what the dot can do, like, to get it cracking, other than nights where they have to promise something big like Cardi B or something along those lines. I think one of the biggest issues that I've noticed with a lot of like places is their identity is so scattered
Yeah,
sometimes, where it's a lost art. I feel like after, in the Bay Area, after we lost Infusion Lounge, we lost some of those clubs. I feel like everything that opened up after that has just like struggled to find a full, like, when you say this club, you picture this identity of the club.
yeah. I would say that. I mean, I'm not a club owner. Sometimes, I mean, there's just been so much turnover. They've changed the name a million times of the same venue.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, and I'm at the point, kind of just, it just popped in my head after you said what you said. Like, why not just keep the same name, bro? I mean, I don't know if if that's a conflict of interest, if you can be sued for that or whatever. But if this is what it's known as, like when people buy a McDonald's franchise, they don't change the name. I
What
mean,
was it? Was it something before it was Buddha?
yeah. Before it was Buddha, it was YOLO nightclub. Before YOLO nightclub, it was
Oh,
Slims, and I
yes.
DJ'd at all of them,
Every version,
every version,
every evolution.
every evolution. I DJ'd at Slims when I was tour DJing for Andre Nicotina. I DJ'd at YOLO for One RSVP. Shout out to them. And then now I'm DJing when it's Buddha, and I'm a resident there.
I just think I just think where the Bay Area is at right now, the dive places are winning more than anything.
Well,
Personally,
yeah, I mean, because they're catering to the party goers, and that is what I wanted to say. Like, what's an idea? And I pitched some ideas, but I said, bro, you need to cater to the party goers. It needs to be free to come in, at least until 11:30.
it's so hard with what they gotta pay to just have that club open. That's just like such a stretch to ask any and I agree with you, dude. Like there has to be for it to be a little safe. There needs to be an element of some free something going on.
Right, exactly. And when you first open any business, you're gonna take an L. You're gonna break even. You're not gonna profit, bro. Like this is an investment. That's damn near 90% of investments. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much what it is. You're gonna take L's and you're not gonna profit, or you're just gonna break even possibly. But you can make the money in other places. And I would say get in for free. Okay. We're letting the people in for free. We're gonna charge an extra $2 on the drinks.
Do you
You
feel
know what
like
I
a lot
mean?
of the crowd that came in for Cardi B though? Do you feel like a lot of them were like SF native people, or do you feel like that they more or less came from they came from the East Bay? They came from that was the same place that Cardi B was in, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think like those were people who traveled to get there, or do you think that was just like the general market that was around there? If you looked at that crowd.
I think it was a general market from everywhere. I think it was everybody who didn't buy a Cardi B ticket to the concert was like, we can go see her at the show. Because essentially the ticket to the club, the after party is cheaper than the ticket to the concert.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what people started like realizing, like, oh my God, the tickets are $100. And it's like, well, if you get a ticket to the after party, which is $100, not only is that cheaper than a concert ticket, you'll be in closer proximity of her. You'll actually get a little bit more experience.
Do
You know
you
what I
think
mean?
those people were expecting a song to be performed at any
Oh,
point?
most definitely. Definitely. And she did not perform.
And
She hopped on the mic, she hosted,
right.
but she stayed for 40 to 45 minutes.
Do you think people were maybe I wonder if like the perception from the crowd, because it's like but does does the crowd know that to an extent, like that was that was supposed to do you think some of them were probably pissed, like, yo, what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying, she leaving?
Oh yeah, definitely. She came on the later side. Not that we gave a time that she was supposed to be there, but people were getting antsy, a little anxious,
Right.
and that's how it usually goes. And I would say that it wasn't that. I don't want to say it wasn't cultured, because it was cultured, but it was more of the tech. I'm in the house more so than not cultured.
Right.
I'm in the house all the time, but Cardi B's here, so I'm gonna come outside.
Yeah.
It was more so those people, so they don't even really go out that often, so they're just standing there waiting. Nobody's really dancing. Everybody's just kind of waiting for Cardi B to show up.
Yeah, man. It's so tough in that market.
And I'll just say it. It's so not fun until she arrived.
Yeah.
Because those people. What do you mean by those people? Type of people don't really, have fun in public spaces until, what's there for them is there. And that's when they feel like they know how to act normal. But until then, everything is pretty awkward.
I feel like one thing that is an issue is because I saw the way that the setup, and it's
Hmm.
like it's set up in this like, and this is a lot of dance floors. It's set up in this straight front to back way, and I feel
Yep.
like we've trained people in this concert way of setting things up where their attention is to the front where this big screen is, and they have to
Hmm.
be so locked in and just like zoned in on this big ass screen, and they just there's no element of like how like the dance floor is more circular where you have to like look around and stuff like that and vibe like that. So I feel like we have a lot of people who don't understand the concept of that, and actually have a video that I
Yep.
wanted to show about that.
I would say that, yeah, it's psychological too. You know what I mean?
Like what, like go a little bit deeper, like what do you mean psychological?
Psychological, like how they lay it out. Not saying that they're thinking it's psychological, but I think on trying to create a different type of atmosphere makes it psychological. Like, oh, let me look over here. Let me look over here. Let me maybe see over here and go do this. If you put the layout in a different way, I think that's when it becomes psychological. When it's just like you said, just this row and you're forced to look straight, I feel like that's just typical. And that's kind of like, it's almost like you're in line.
That is like in line to like wiggle your way to the front, and is that what you're saying?
You're in line, just like it's like I said, it's typical. Like it's like you're in line to get into a venue. You're in line to, yeah, look straight. You're in line to just, it's the same. It feels the same as everything else. You're in line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a different experience, a nuance. Like, oh, engaging with other elements of the party besides the headliner.
I feel you on that one. I
Yeah.
feel I feel you on that one, and I think that's just kind of like that's kind of where a lot of the bread and butter in San Francisco is like weighed at, is like at concert ish type
Right.
shows. I feel like if you look at a pejorative of what does the best, I feel like when an artist comes is when anything does the best. If you go to 1015 Folsom and an artist is
Mhm.
coming there, those events do great. You know, just like the regular. Where gone are the days where the consistent Friday and Saturday, other than a few places, and that's really like saying something, are like really holding straight. Um, that's
I
what
would
I.
say,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, but I would say, like, if we say you would know, well, I would say you would know, but you're in Florida, and this is just an example. I know it's not the same for San Francisco,
Yeah,
but Live, right?
yeah.
Live. Hey, we got Rick Ross, we got Lil Wayne, or we got whoever their resident artists are on certain days, because they have artists who come in pretty much every Sunday, live on Sundays. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But while you're waiting for that artist to get there, guess what? They got dancers.
Oh,
They got
they put on a show.
money is flying, drinks are pouring. There's other elements of the party that keeps you distracted. And what I would say is what San Francisco could do, because essentially they probably can't do that. You know what I mean? I would try to create something for just other things to create a better experience.
Yeah, I know, but like Hawthorne, they do that, and I mean, shout out to them. You know, they show me mad love, but like,
Yeah, yeah, but if you go to Mexico, they got, like, I forgot what the main place is, Cabo, and they just go around interacting with guests, just interacting. Like, I get it. It's almost like you got to treat San Francisco like it's a tourist thing. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna be like, look, bro, we're gonna give up a $25 bottle, which is probably cheaper because they get it on wholesale. You
Right.
know, because they're a whole business. Look, bro, we're gonna walk around with a bottle, batty batty shot o'clock. Where all my sexy ladies at? Oh, cool. Who want a shot? You know what I mean? Like, something.
Yo, you brought me back when I was this actually. Damn, I can't believe I forgot this. In when I was stationed in Italy, when I was DJing at this spot, it was called Customs, and
Mhm.
every time I think around like 12 o'clock, we would play shots,
Right.
and they would come up with this fucking nasty ass blue raspberry bullshit. It was, and I
Right.
think that's exactly what it was. It was blue raspberry bullshit, and they would pour shots in everybody's mouth, and Man, it sucks because it's like, are we in a time where like that? But that was a moment that it was bro, it was lit. It was so much
Yeah,
fun. So much halitosis got breathed on my hand from just like, yo, open up, you know what I'm saying? Drink
man. Look,
that.
man, you could do that. Karaoke hour. We're gonna pick one person out of the crowd who can sing. I'm just saying. I'm just. These are examples.
Nah,
I'm just saying.
don't
Like,
open up that plug. Please don't open up
you know
that
what I
plug.
mean? Like, where my twerkers at? You know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. Like,
Ain't twerking out there no more like that.
but I'm just saying
It's
though,
tough.
like something just to create another element for a better experience is all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's get to this video.
Oh yeah, no, let's get to the video real quick. Let me share the screen really quick.
Slam.
Say it louder for people in the back, because now that everything has an intro edit on it,
Yeah.
I think people get lost and don't even realize that the original tracks of some tracks, even though they're not mixable,
Yeah.
you slam it, and that's how you get the most energy out of that record.
Yeah, for instance, like Nothing But a G Thing, I'm never gonna mix that. Like, I'm just gonna slam that, because once that boom, boom, like everyone hears it, they know what that is. You don't have to mix that record. Murder She Wrote, I'll never mix Murder She Wrote. There's certain records that have the power that you don't need to mix.
Yeah.
So, hold on a second, let me get that out of the way. So, give me your thoughts on what you think about that. Do you believe that there are some songs that stick out to you that need to be played from the beginning, just right, slam it in at one?
Yes, 1000% agree with them. I feel like we've had that conversation in the past, and I've actually gotten upset with one of my DJ homies because I'm like, bro, you got an intro for every freaking thing, bro. Just drop it, bro. Just drop it. Like,
You need both.
1000
I think everybody needs the regular song, dirty, clean intro,
Yes.
outro. Like, you
I
have to
agree.
have all fun.
I agree. So,
yeah.
so what they're talking about is, I will say that it depends on the type of event you're doing. If you're in a lounge and it's chill and they want the music low, I'm
Yeah.
blending everything.
Facts.
Blending everything. If I'm at a club and this is a big room energy, if this is a rally, if this is a talent show, I'm slamming. We got to get straight to this, sir. You know what I mean? we got to keep the end. Not only do you get the most energy out of the record, you get the most energy out of the people. Because it's unexpected. When there was a time, I will say there was a time when you would tease a record, you would tease it.
Yeah.
Like, you would tease Blow the Whistle, you would tease Shake That Monkey, just a little tease, you know what I mean? Oh, I know what's coming.
Don't you love when they're like,
they're like,
hey, yo,
time
I heard you. Yeah,
Man.
bitch.
Blow the Whistle, slam it. Dom Penn, no. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. No, you slam that, bro. You slam that, bro. You slam that record. You know what I mean? Hood nigga, slam that record, bro. Fight Night by Migos.
Yeah.
You slam that. I Got 5 on It by the Loonies. You slam that record, bro. Slam that. Because there's some records that it just, you want that immediate feeling. Like, it's immediate. Because now when people kind of know it's coming, it's kind of like, okay. So much for the surprise, kind of, But what I see DJs doing a lot now too is they'll blend it. Like, they'll already have it like queuing to the next song, like with this current song that's playing. At the very last minute, they'll slam it and get out that record, and then boom, they essentially blended it, but you didn't hear it.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? You didn't hear the blend. So I agree. What do you think?
There are some songs that I just feel like starting on the one creates a moment. I feel like, I like to sometimes, like, I'll do like an A, B, and C blend of songs, and then I'll have a song that's like really synonymous when they hear like Poison, like I think that's on the comments or
Well, exactly.
something like that, that just has that like that pickup that just like is gonna like up with the crowd. Because you can fall into this thing when you're mixing songs consistently where like they literally all can kind of blend together, and then no one can notice when there's gonna be like a change or a peak or a valley in your DJ set.
Right.
So like I feel like, you know, there was a point where I was like that, and then I really realized the magic that is, you know, like actually just starting on the one, just like letting the magic of the track just like kind of take over and giving the room a chance to like turn up, but also giving the room a chance to breathe at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing that is something that I'm working on currently with my, you know, new company that I'm working with down here, because I have to DJ with the band, and everything with the band has to flow together because they're listening to me and they're playing their instruments and everything like that while I'm
makes
DJing
sense.
at the same time. So, but I have this DJ side of me that I know when I get to a certain point, I just want to slam peace up, A-Town down.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like there's just that part of me that just be itching to like go there, but like I have to think about the drummer because he has to pick up the fill and stuff like that. So it's like finding these like creative ways on where I can still do that. That's like something that I'm like working on right now. This is definitely like a new phase into what I'm trying to figure out, like with DJing, because you've seen it. I've only had like 2 guys that have doing it before. So now I gotta like keep this whole band, but I also can like see sometimes in the crowd when I'm doing that, it's just all sounding like one thing. And I have to create some sort of dimension in the DJ set.
Structure, you know, up, down, midpoint, you know what I mean? I think, and then you also got to think about genres. You're not slamming house music.
No.
You know what I mean? You're not slamming house music. You're not really slamming R&B music. You know what I mean? You kind of want to, it depends on the type of R&B, you know what I mean? But if you think about like, you could do like 90s R&B, like Touch Me, Tease Me, you could slam that. You know what I mean? You could slam a couple of R&B songs, but also depending on the genre, you know. But last thing I'll say is, like I said, I learned from a New York DJ how to DJ, you know what I mean? And that's all they do in New York. They slang.
Yeah.
Right? That whole blending thing, they do blends too, you know, reggae music, they blend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're just super fast, you know.
Yeah.
They're quick mixing. They're quick mixing.
But yeah, totally. I agree with you on that one.
But in the Bay Area and 106 KMEL, the radio here, they're blending everything. When I say everything, they have an intro for everything.
Yeah, but that's all. That's why I'm glad that I did come out to the Bay to really hone in on who I was as a DJ, because you can, if you learn the Bay Area style of DJing and you can incorporate that somewhere else. Like, how many other markets have you gone to, like in the middle of America, who's never heard anyone like cleanly blend one song in out of the next, and they were just like,
yeah, oh, it's a lot, yeah. No, that's like, definitely a Bay Area thing. We're so known for, our blending techniques.
Yeah, blends and transitions, man. If you want to get your blends and transition, and you want to get your Mr. Miyagi, and you want to stand out in the ocean on the log, and you want to train the crane with that guy, and you want to get right, Qbert style, you go to the Bay Area, and and you will that is a craft that you will definitely have to have honed in on, and you know, just seeing it in action and seeing the way, man, you had to be there. You had to be there.
Yeah, and like I said, it depends on the genres that you're playing. There are some genres that require blending. You know, that's just what it is. You're blending. And the house music, there really is no quick mixing with that, because no people want that. But again, in house music, there are these in the song itself. They have the build up, the come down, build you back up, and then dip you on your neck.
Instantaneously. I feel like everybody at some point when you're in the Bay Area, I don't care what you want to play, or if that is what you want to play, you're gonna have a little house music
Oh yeah.
intro to you. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna have just a gig where it's gonna like maybe ask for some lounge house music or something along those lines, and you're gonna really that I feel like that's where you're gonna really start training your ear more than ever. Not that you're not doing it with like hip hop or anything like that, but that's when it's like more of a calm type of DJ set. You already know that you're going to stay between 124 and 128, and you're just going to mix back and forth. And I feel like in that process, even though it's, some would say it's easier, you're gonna carve out your ear, and you're just gonna be doing it by feeling at some point, where you're just gonna be mixing in out by feeling. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, and there's so many elements with house music. You can look at the wave format. You can do that with every song because there's a wave format for every song when you're using Serato. I think whenever you're using your computer, I mean, even when you're using sticks now, because it still pops up on the screen, you see the waveform. Yeah. You know, you see the bass, the vocal, all that stuff. But damn, I just lost my train of thought. What I was about to say. Shit.
You got you can see the waveform.
Yeah, you can see the waveform, but I forgot where I was going after that. Oh no, I said that already. Never mind. Let's move on.
All right.
It'll come back to me.
Well, give me an idea of what would be like. Give me the best dance floor you've ever been on, and you weren't DJing. You weren't DJing at this moment. What was the best dance floor that you feel like you've been on, where you felt like the club was like, you know, there was enough bottle service, just enough. There wasn't too much where it was getting in the way. There was enough dance floor where interaction was made. Like where do you have a fond memory of one of the best dance floors you've ever been on?
One of the best dance floors I was on, there's two. Mm-hmm. And they were both in the South Bay.
Shouts out to San Jose,
yeah. One was in Sunnyvale. I think they were both. No, one was in Sunnyvale. One was in San Jose. The one in Sunnyvale was called the Forum, and this place was huge. But this was before bottle service. Actually, I got three. Now that I think about it, the Forum, was in Sunnyvale. Backbeat was in San Jose, and I would have to go with City Nights in San Francisco.
Yeah.
When I wasn't even old enough to club, it was an 18 and up club, but that's where we would go and show off our dance moves. But to get to what you were saying, like it was a perfect amount of space. You could go off on the wall and just look, try to scope out who you want to dance with. There's enough room to formulate a circle.
Explain City Nights to the people who've never seen it before.
Okay, yes. So City Nights is the only 18 and up club in San Francisco. Only one. That's where everybody goes once you turn 18.
Rite of passage.
You said what?
Rite of passage.
Yes, it's a rite of passage into clubbing in San Francisco.
Ready to get jumped in now, Gant? Yo, you gonna go up in City Nights, and you gonna
take yourself over to City Nights. So, you enter. There's a little room to the right. That's where the bar is. But then you go to the left. That's where the big room is. There's no bar in there. DJ's elevated up top, and there's just this dance floor, and then there's a stage. You know what I mean? And then they do have cages for go-go dancers. Sometimes they'd have them. Sometimes they had go-go dancers. If you went during the weekend, they had go-go dancers. If you went during the week, they didn't. And we used to go to this thing called the Booty Hop, and that's every Tuesday. Shout out to Set for Life. That was the name of the promoters. My boy Ed Roberson, Trung, and my boy, I think his name is Eddie.
Big ups.
Danny.
Big ups, Danny.
Yeah, big ups to them. And they were the promoters, but it was like $2 to get in. You know what I mean? And we would just go in there and just have a blast. And they shut off the room with the bar, and then you would go into the big room, and everybody would just go in there. They would have jersey night. You could wear a hat night because back then you couldn't wear hats to the club no matter what. No club in the Bay Area is letting you wear a hat. It just I think nationwide you could not wear a hat. It was
absolutely just not. I think out in the Bay was one of the really first places where I saw anything goes, no holds barred type of hat wear. I think I definitely saw a dude wearing a fat like one with a fishing lure in it. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I was like, I've never seen because like in like the Northeast. I mean, you know
what? And I do take that back though, because during the week they were very lenient. During the weekend they were strict as hell.
Yeah.
So actually I think we were wearing hats, but they would have like Jersey night. Like I said, it's called the booty hop. And all the girls would come out, all the fellas would come out. We would just show off our dance moves, and all the moves we danced, we would battle. We would dance with each other. It was, everybody knew each other, you know, and it was almost like the roller skating rink without the roller skates.
Ooh, the roller skating rink. You don't know about the
They don't know about the roller skating rink, man. I had some good times there. And then Backbeat, I like that one because a lot of people would show up, but a lot of people didn't really know how to dance really. So if you weren't from there, which me and my friends weren't, we were from San Francisco, we would travel out there and we would just go show off all the new street moves. And people were so receptive to it though, to where you would get an applause, you would get all the attention.
Now explain the club. Where is it at? Where's the club at?
Oh, okay, my bad. So it was Backbeat. It was in San Jose. I forgot what street it was on. This was a long time ago, bro. But this was during the hyphy movement, like the peak of the hyphy movement. I'm talking stunner glasses. But me and my boys, Great America. So stunner glasses is any frames about this big. And have you ever been to Great America, B?
No, but I've passed. I know it's a explain Great America to the people. Great
America is like a, I don't want to say a bootleg Disneyland, but it's a very smaller size, like 100,000 feet smaller. But it's an amusement park.
Get a funnel cake and a fight and all at the same time.
Strawberry funnel cake.
Strawberry, yes, yeah. And a strawberry
and fireworks.
Yo,
fireworks.
Literally all at the same time. Have a good time at Great America.
So stunner glasses is regular size glasses, but Great America had these super big glasses, like the ultimate stunner shades. And me and my friends, we bought them and was like, hey, we about to bring these to the club. And this is peak hyphy, right? And we brought them to the club and we were at Backbeat. And I remember we walked in and it was just eyes on us. This is when we used to tie the shirts around our heads.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning glasses on. You know what I mean?
Jabos. You had the Jabos.
Jabos. Yeah, Jabos.
Had the Vans on, but they looked like sneakers.
Bro. And we would walk in and just steal the show. And security wouldn't trip. There wouldn't be no fights. The DJ would feed off of us. And it was great. The last one, I'll say, the Forum, the reason why I like that is because this is one of the bigger clubs in the whole South Bay. The line would literally be, no joke, 3 miles long. But get this, you would still get in. You will get in. You will get in. It was one of those things where the line was moving and you will get in at a decent time. And during that time, though, this was when security they were only at the door. So you would you would actually hope the line was long because that's when you got to get in all your fiddles. Not only that, you would see the girls in line. You got to holler at the girls. If you brought a bottle, you got to drink your bottle. You know what I mean? You got to drink your drink.
You wouldn't let you couldn't take it in, but once
you take it inside,
you could just drink it all the way, get to the front, and then
and you're just put me in, coach.
The litter that had to be in that hill or grass area that was by that motherfucker had to be getting terrible.
Man, and I'm pretty sure when they were cleaning it up afterwards, they're like, these damn kids. You know what I mean? And you would get inside and they will have lights everywhere. It was very clean. The music was, this is when genres still existed. There was rap, there was pop, there was rock, there was house. Like, I mean, all these genres still kind of exist, you know, but they would play everything and people would literally sing their hearts out and they would have it broken down into segments. You know what I mean? And it was fun. Like you just knew when to, all right, I'm gonna step out to the patio. All right, I'm gonna go to the dance floor. All right, I'm gonna go talk to somebody. They had these big old center blocks. You could get on top of them and dance on them and they wouldn't stop you.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess to sum it all up, there was so much freedom back in the day. There was freedom where you could sit on the couch. I don't know if you remember this artist named Bailey. He came out with this song called "Fuck Your Couch."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you just jump on the couch and just go crazy, just destroy their couches. I mean, it came from the Chappelle Show, you know what I mean? But this is when artists would just pull up out of nowhere unannounced, you know, and if they had their music on a CD, they would sing. They would like, hey, can you play it? You gonna play it? The DJ play it. They'll get on the mic, do their song. You know what I mean? So those are some of the best times I can remember. You know, me being on the dance floor, not being a DJ, and these were actually before my DJ days. I wasn't DJing yet, but I was really outside. To a lot of DJs, that's another thing I want to say. A lot of these new DJs were not outside. They just woke up one day and said, hey, I want to be a DJ. Cool, I get it. If your brother was a DJ, if your daddy was a DJ, if your mama was a DJ, if your sister was a DJ, I get it. But if none of that occurred and you wasn't outside like that, you got a lot of homework and studying to do, because there are elements that you can only learn from either a peer or if you were really there. That's what I'll say.
True.
Not trying to start no beef or nothing, but I'm just saying though.
Bars.
There's a lot of DJs who just weren't outside. They weren't there, and they just woke up, but they were popular in school, so they get a lot of people to come out. You know what I mean? But they weren't really outside. You know what I mean? They don't know how to interact. I know DJs who I won't talk on the microphone. I'm like, bro, you need to talk on the microphone. It's just an added aesthetic. I used to be that. You know, I remember seeing Jay Espinoza talking about that. Like, it was a Bay Area thing where it was like, he talks on the microphone, but he said though, like at first he's like, I would never talk. I'll just let my hands do the talking. And it was like, okay, I get it. I ain't gonna lie. I said, okay, I get it. And then that's when I went to New York and I saw what they were doing. And I'm like, bro, this is like an added element. I felt like I was a part of the party. If you can MC properly, and I'm talking about MC properly, not just on the mic yelling, hey, what's up? Like, I'm not talking about that. But addressing people the right way, at the right time, at the right parts of the song, oh my God, you could take the party to whole nother level.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like when you got them rocking, you cut the track out, say something, and then it has to do with the next song that you play. You hit that thing and it goes right into it, and people like lose their mind. Oh my God. With that done with a tasteful amount will create these like a moment. If you can create a moment, because a lot of times, like if you're only doing the talking with your mixing, you're going to have a blend or a party break that has an intro that does a break where it goes into something else real crazy and then it goes into the song, and that's how you create your moment. But if you can create the moment yourself and you can project to the person that's in the farthest part of the room, that's a talent that a lot of people like can unlock.
Right. And you know what title that gives you outside of DJ? Entertainer. I'm not just a DJ, I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's
Lord.
something that I had to learn when I went on tour.
Yes, Lord.
I had to learn how to do it, because that was one of my first things I was scared of. And I was telling the artists, because they were like, hey, we're gonna throw you on the stage. You gotta open, you gotta do these in-between artists. Then sometimes the headliner will be late. So now I gotta hold the crowd down for 45 minutes, an hour. You know what I mean? Like, and you gotta know how to address them. You gotta know how to talk to them. You know what I mean? And but if you can do it properly, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I did it perfectly. I messed up a few times, you know. Sometimes we be on the road so much. I don't know if you saw the one with Cardi B. She was in San Francisco, accidentally called them Sacramento. You see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, dude. Sometimes you go on the road so much you forget what city you're in.
Yeah,
everything is kind of like a blur.
I had some shit I did when I first started. I was DJing in Milpitas, and I was saying, in San Jose all night. And they were like, "Yo, we're in Milpitas." I was like, "Yeah, for real? I thought the same thing."
I thought the same. Nah, it's not the same.
Not
homie.
the same. Nah,
not the same.
Y'all are about y'all soil out there, brother. Y'all are too about the like. I was like, my bad. I ain't know.
Even if you call it something, even if you call that city the wrong like nickname, they on your line.
Yeah, no, you
Like,
gotta
if you
definitely
don't call
make
San
sure.
Francisco Frisco or the city, you call it something else, somebody gonna get at you.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why, in a good note, always tap in with
oh,
where,
wait, oh,
always tap in with what you're around.
bro, whenever we posted the flyer to what city we were gonna be in and people start commenting, I would DM them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what are some things I need? What are some songs I should play? I went to Seattle and I remember crushing Seattle because I played hella Tech Nine. Was I a Tech Nine fan? No, not really. Not saying he's a bad artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something I never really got into. But this one dude told me, he's like, bro, you gotta play some Tech Nine. I was like, cool, say less. And they thought I was the greatest thing since sliced bread out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Drop some Tech Nine out there and had them going crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think one of the best dance floors that I had ever been on probably it would have I definitely say it would have had to start in Italy. And shouts out to DJ Zax over in Vicenza. New Club was so there was 3 clubs that you would cycle through in where I was stationed at. You would start at Customs and then you would end up at New Club. And then if you were really trying to get crazy, you would go to the after hour spot, Cat of Dennis, after that. And that was when you would go there from like 3 a.m. to 9. And then you would find your shorty and then you would sign her in on the base, and then that's when you would have some pasta. If I want to keep it clean for YouTube, that's when you go have some linguinis. But New Club, that was one of the first clubs that I'd really seen. Like they got it right over there. I will say, in Europe, they still understand the concept of like a dance floor, and they still do bottle service, but they definitely still have a good emphasis on the dance floor. And I got to give them really shouts to that. That was one of the dance floors where I was like I could observe a lot more there.
Mm-hmm.
Really wasn't like I get in there, do my little 2-step and everything like that. But I was really in that at that time. I feel like I was observing a lot more of like, because that's when I knew I had an interest in it. So I'd say I was outside, but I was more outside for scientific research, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I did have my time when I was like a young man who was like going outside, but to be honest with you, in my early 20s, I really wasn't. I didn't start going out until I was like 23, 24.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I honestly was like really like I was really laid back, like 21, 22. I was drinking a little bit, but I didn't really like step out like that because to be honest with you, I was still like kind of coming into myself. I was like really, I think that was like the 3rd or 4th year I was like on my own. But once your boy got that that re-enlistment bonus, I was like, get the car,
It's
bro.
up. It's up and it's stuck.
We going that way. I got a Pontiac G6, boy. And I used to because where my barracks room was, I could always park, and then when I would walk out, I had that push just to you start the car off the thing. So I'd hit it off the remote, and then I started going out to Raleigh, North Carolina, and that's where I really started like going out, like stepping out. And me and my homeboy Mark, that's where we'd step out to the clubs, and that's where I was seeing like a lot of these North Carolina clubs, and like how like the action there, like those are really solid markets, and I think that's one thing that I wish that I could get more like those guys that get booked all over like that. They go to these markets like Ohio and North Carolina and these pockets that got these built-in college towns that have these bar clubs that work very well. Those type of places have I think some of the best energy in America.
I agree. I mean, I spent some time down south, and I was able to party in Atlanta, and but what I wanted to say is, so I've experienced other states. I didn't DJ. I mean, I've DJed in other states and stuff like that. But I want to give a shout out to the Dominican Republic.
The DR, baby.
And the reason why is because it was $2 of their money to get in, which was equivalent to like 50 cents of our money. You had to pay to get in every single time. But guess what, B?
Tell me.
Every time you paid to get in, you got a free drink.
Nice.
Every single time. If you go outside, because like you said, you walk in there. There's this place called Classico. Go in there, see you a little something, take her back to the room. The party's still going.
Right.
And Shorty will come back with you back to the club. Go back to the club. They got paid to get in. But, oh, here goes your drink ticket. Y'all go right to the bar. You know what I mean? You ain't got to break your pockets again. You know what I mean? Only to get in. But like I said, it's only $2 of their money, which, like I said, is like 50 cents of ours. And it came with a drink. Every time you came out, you walked and you came outside. You wanted some water, whatever. You know, you want to chill next to the motorcycles, take some flicks. Oh, you got to pay to get back in. But, again, here's a drink with it. And it's not even about the drink. It's just you feel like you're getting some type of incentive for your
value.
presence. Exactly. Like, and that's what relays back to the top of our conversation. Like the party goers need to feel rewarded in some kind of way. It's psychological.
That is definitely something that's not being done anywhere right now. I feel like in a lot of markets, like they're really neglecting the consumer.
Yes.
And they got to figure out a way to add some value, like at least for the consumer to give us a reason to like and I know a lot of places are like, why would I have to like invest into that? Well, you're investing. Look at it as regular companies. Regular companies call this customer acquisition fee prices or fees. So basically you gotta like spend a little money to keep your people coming back, and then that little money that you're so worried about on the upfront is going to be so much more money you're going to get on the back end.
And maybe I'm living in a shell, but why hasn't the club created a reward program? I knew once Netflix came out, I was like, everything's about to go to subscription. Everything is going to go subscription. Just wait. Look at all these reward programs. Do you get much? I mean, there's even rewards for credit cards. There's rewards for flights.
Panda Express.
Okay Pokey. There's you're going to go here, and the business knows you're going to come back because you like this. So they're like, well, if you buy 10, we'll give you one free. You know what I mean? Look, have people come out. They keep coming out. If you're able to identify them, I don't know how to set that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're able to identify who comes back majority of the time, why not give them a girls' night out one time? Hey, all your friends get in, all y'all get a free bottle of the cheapest champagne that we have. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't say anywhere that I've been to out there in the Bay, I didn't feel like a sense of like, fuck you after I left there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Even if I had a good night, there was like still a little bit of like,
whatever,
fuck you.
They could have did that better. It did not hit on all levels. Yeah, like, hey, I had fun, but I ain't coming back. Or I might come back. I might recommend this place.
Like was like I had a good time, but I mean everywhere. Like if I've been a patron in Love and Propaganda, if I've been a patron at Temple, if I like doesn't matter where I've been a patron at, there was always just like I didn't really feel like I was a valued customer or just valued to be there. And I mean, part of it is like that's like the cookie that crumbles like with nightlife at the same time. But we are definitely seeing the repercussions of businesses not giving. They care about the money that they can extract from the person, but they don't give a fuck about having the like you need returning returning customers,
bro. Like I don't understand why you don't want to make money over the long. Why don't you want to play the long game? They don't want to play long game. And let me tell you, B. And I was like, I heard this on Saturday. Shout out to DJ Ignacia. She happened to be at at an event I was DJing at. I didn't know I never met her, but she came up to me and she complimented me, and I didn't know who she was though. And then I checked my phone. DJ Ignacia starts following me, and then I look. I'm like, oh, that's her. Long story short, go up to her, just want to rap with her, connect, local DJs. Let's talk. She's like, oh, I see you do private events. She was like, I really want to get into private events. And I was like, wow. and I do a ton of we do a ton of private events. You know what I mean? And that's where DJs are going now because, well, that's where they want to go now because this club thing ain't. It's dying, and it's dying a very slow death.
Yeah, on so many different cylinders, and it's just,
Yeah,
it's the care for the customer, it's the care for us, the DJ.
yeah,
There is no, the curation is on a low point than it's ever been, and the only way to save it, I don't know if there is a point or a way to save
I
it
don't
right
know
now.
either. I mean, the fact that even the fact, and no knock against the booking agent who asked me on my thoughts on how to get the club cracking or get it, make it better. But why would I want to give my 2 cents when I'm walking in there and I'm getting questioned about my hat? Why would I want to refer anybody to come here?
Yeah, like don't
Like,
go there,
y'all
man. You
clearly
can't
ain't on
even
the
wear your
same
hat.
page.
No.
I'm just from a and this isn't me talking mess. It's just from a logical standpoint. Like, if I'm being treated like this, why would I want to refer you? That just makes me look bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Don't make no cotton picking sense. And I think, that's kind of just, it's an uphill battle that, that we have to, on this show really try to create our dialogue about it. That's what I think the best part about what we're doing here on the check-in is, like, we're just like having that time to like really create a dialogue. At least if someone, one
Right.
person, depending on whoever it is that's able to see this and hear this, they'll hear us talk about it. And, we're just we're trying to figure it out, just like I hope they are, but
Right. Doesn't seem like it, but
doesn't seem like it, man.
you know,
But also just to switch notes real quick before we head out of here, I would be remiss if I didn't take this time to give a big shout out to Bay Area's own DJ Poppin' for Slim.
yeah,
He's going through a rough time right now
yeah.
with cancer. Good friend of both of ours, great,
Mhm.
positive
Great
figure
dude.
in the Bay Area right now, and we want to take the time to say that you are in our prayers, brother.
Yes.
We only hope speedy recovery. What I'm going to make sure that I do is he does have a GoFundMe right now.
Yes.
And if everyone can please just, if you happen to stumble upon this part of the video, if you made it through all that DJ talk, if you could take some time and just whatever you can, just help that guy out for us.
Anything you can, and this is a guy who he wasn't even trying to do it. If he could get up and work, he would, but he can't. So, and if we could just get him back to work, because he does so much for the DJ community.
Yeah.
He does so much for the industry. He put a lot of us on in a kind of way when he created that sweater, and
He got our names on it.
he put all our names on it.
Yeah, no,
He put all of our names on
I
it.
need to go back. I need to go buy that shirt.
Right.
And also he when I first was a wide-eyed young man moving to the Bay Area, he worked at the dispensary that got me just so zooted.
Yeah.
I mean, if like our friendship was really forged at the Green. Shouts out to the Green Door in San Francisco. That's where him and I met, and that's where our friendship started. And I mean, so many iterations of cookies that I was able to try thanks to that guy. So we really would be remiss if we didn't take that time to shout him out again, brother. That we are here for you, we are praying for you, and we hope the best for you.
Yeah, and not to make it another sad moment, but also if just want to send some prayers out to my daughter's grandma as well. She's currently in the hospital dealing with some health issues as well, and I'm hoping that she makes it out because she is my daughter's favorite person, and I do not want anything to go wrong. I understand life runs its course, but it would really take a toll on my daughter and my daughter's mother, and just her family. She's a pillar in the family, and I just want to send prayers out to her as well.
Yeah, man. Anyone that has anything going on, like I really I hope she pulls through on that. My brother, like that's definitely. I'm feeling you on that. Like, it's a, you know, it's a rough part of life, but you know, we want to make sure we shout out the people that we love and we care about here on the check-in. Just want to let everyone know that we thank you if you took the time to make it all the way to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Tell us your stories about you on the dance, some of your best moments on the dance floor. If you had a shorty just walk up to you and just slob you down, we want to know about it here on the
We
check-in.
want to know.
Yeah, tell us.
Let's
Communicate
talk
with
about it.
us. Hop in the conversation. We want
Right.
some more of that, and we want some more of you. Next week on the check-in. We will see you later. Peace.
Peace.